All right, everybody, welcome to episode 2 of the F.A.N podcast.
I'm the co-host. I'm Fletch. This is Mr. Nick. And we are ready to rock for the tank top edition of the F.A.N podcast.
Yes, I guess that's what we're going to call it then, right?
The tank top edition. He brought out his tank top, ladies and gentlemen, and
Yes,
I had to follow like
Hey,
a sheep.
it's an American flag. Where can I go wrong with that?
That is true. I feel like we're in our underwear, but I do have pants on. So maybe next week we'll do the no pants edition. We haven't decided that yet.
Yeah, you'll have to create an OnlyFans page for that, so...
Pretty much, yeah. That's not good. But what do we want to talk about? We're going to have 4 different topics today, 4
Yes, we are.
15-minute videos. First off, we're going to talk about that big, beautiful bill that I got passed. Best legislation ever in the American government. We're going to talk about that big, beautiful bill. A little late to the game, talking about Trump's BBB. But there is a lot of good to it. I think there's a lot of misconception about the bill. Oh, a lot of liberals, Democrats are just attacking it. Hey, there's just a ton of tax breaks for the wealthy. Not entirely true.
And then the Republicans are saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with the bill. I can name 3 things that are wrong with it, but that's... We'll get into that.
Well, let's start. I mean, before we talk about what's good in it, there's like at least a dozen good things about the BBB. But, like, what are some of the things that you have objections to that you're not such a fan of?
For me?
Yeah, for you.
So for me, it's, and again, credit where credit is due. There are some good things I think the left over exaggerates on or gets wrong. But then again, as I just pointed out earlier, the right pretends like, hence the name, they think it's just some big beautiful bill. It's flawless. It's the ultimate MAGA agenda. I completely disagree with that. It's definitely not as beautiful as you think. I also don't think it's as bad as the left thinks. My objections is, they say they want to cut spending with Doge and everything. Well, Doge is out, so that's a problem I have. You're adding, what is it, $4 or $5 trillion to the deficit?
It looks like anywhere in between 4 to 5. That's
I heard one source say, I think it increased, again, this is just one claim. It doesn't have nearly as much credibility as like the 4 and 5. I think I heard someone say 6 or 7 at least.
It probably will, because everything with Trump, it just snowballs.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that's just him. That's just what happens. But
yeah, so adding
a massive
amount to the deficit.
Okay.
I have a big problem with the fact that there's basically, I know there's tax breaks, not for the rich Democrats. It's not what you think. It's not just tax cuts for the rich. It's also for the middle class. However, I don't think they are cutting as much. They are not cutting any. I just think that they're not cutting nearly as much as they're spending. Not nearly as much. I think it's a 0 to 100 scale, basically. Or 1 to 99.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's my issue. And then my biggest problem with it, and I say this as someone, I've only been following this guy for a few months, is I really don't appreciate Trump's rhetoric when it comes to Thomas Massie, who dared to vote against it. And this isn't the first time he voted against one of Trump's bills. In 2020, he did the same thing. He voted against overspending in 2020 when Trump was president the last time.
He's got a problem with Massie. It's
and
personal.
I think it is personal because of all people, Thomas Massie, but you're not going against Dan Crenshaw or Lindsey Graham.
Agreed.
Like, those are the neocons that you need to get out. Thomas Massie, you want to talk America first? That dude is America first. He says we shouldn't be spending money to Ukraine, to Israel, because while we're approaching $40 trillion in debt.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's definitely like a teeter-totter. There's some pluses and minuses, but we do have like some good stuff, like I wanted to express.
Absolutely.
There is a definitive tax cut for the middle class. You have the tax on the tips. A lot of people don't understand that. It's up to $25,000 in terms of a tax-free element where it's reducing taxable income. The whole point of all of the benefits of the bill is to give you deductions so you have less taxable income. It's actually pretty astonishing, some of the points in there. But the tax on tips, the no tips on overtime, that's a huge
You mean no tax
thing.
on overtime?
No tax on, what did I say? No tips?
No tips.
I was still stuck on one. See what happens when you get rained on and you're filming in a barn?
Yeah, we just got
You're
soaked
filming
right
in a
before
barn
the
that's 100
meeting,
degrees
so-
in here. It's very humid in here, and I lost my train of thought. But no tax on overtime up to $12,500 per year that you get in terms of overtime as a
Huh.
deduction. That's humongous. I've never heard of anything like that.
I haven't
I remember
either, I
when the
don't think.
tax credit for children came out. I believe that was during the Obama years, and it was like, oh my God, look at what he's doing. And it's like,
Yeah, it's just,
what was that, like for 1,500?
And then
I mean,
it was,
some
and
of
then
these
Trump,
things are actually really beneficial for the middle class.
and then didn't Trump double the child tax credit? Then Biden added a little bit more.
Correct.
But I think the way Biden
it
implemented it, wasn't it kind of crappy how he handled it? I
Yes,
forget what it was.
100%. If we had more time, we could get into it like a
Yeah.
accounting 101. But yeah, Biden kind of rode in on the coattails, tried to make a claim that, he was doing something where it was like Trump did 90% of it, and then Biden comes by, does another 10%, tries to take claim.
Oh,
for
so
the
he
whole-
tried to take
yeah.
credit for
One
the
of
child
those-
tax credit when
One of
Trump
those
initially.
coattail maneuvers. What I used to do in elementary school when I would cheat off of somebody else's paperwork. You
Yep.
can't really, I mean, the true source.
I mean, Biden's not special for it. They do it to each other all the time.
100%.
It's just this is just one of the million examples of it. So
You got the senior
Of the left or
citizen
right.
tax boost. That's one
What's
of the
that?
elements of the BBB. 65 and older get an extra. Listen to this. They get an extra $6,000 deduction if you're 65 and older. I think that's only going to last through 2029, and then they pull it back to where it was now, presently, before the BBB. But I think that's pretty amazing.
yeah, I mean, I'm all
I
for
mean-
senior citizens getting extra benefits because they worked their way to that point.
You
So-
have the element, and this is why it's costing so much money to give people an idea, to wrap your brain around why is it so expensive.
Yeah, feel free,
Why
because
is
I
it
don't
going
even
to
know.
add so much to the debt? But the SALT aspect, the state and local tax break, you're going to have the ability at the state and the state and local taxation level to have up to, if you make, I believe it's under 500K, you have $40,000 deduction capability. That's huge. Now, everybody's not going to do that. If you're making
Yeah.
50, 60 grand, you're going to get extra tax deductions at the state and the local level.
Ooh.
That's huge. Again, that's putting more money, more spending power in your pocket, so to speak. So I know I don't agree, and neither does Nick, with everything that Trump does.
I
But
don't even
that's-
agree.
I mean, some of these elements of
Yeah.
the BBB, he's getting a bad rap and a big bad rap on the big beautiful bill, as if it's just a tax break for the wealthy. That is entirely false.
On that note of talking about, like we don't agree with Trump and everything, I've made this joke before, and I feel like there might be some truth to it. I might be wrong. Everyone changes their mind when someone that ideologically is on their side runs as the opposite side, so they lose track of it. I've made the joke that I think Democrats agree with Trump more than even I do.
Wow.
Like I'm not even.
No,
like,
I know what you're saying.
And the
though.
reason why
Yeah.
I say this is, traditionally, and this is why I always say, like, I kind of like what my father said. Shout out to you, Dad. Love you. Hopefully you're watching this by the point we record. I think he only watched
Of course
one
he's
part.
watching. Who doesn't want to see the Incredible Hulk fist?
Oh, yeah.
Oops, that's a Marvel reference.
Yeah,
we're gonna have
Marvel
to pay for
reference.
that.
Yeah. Oh, trademark. Yeah, they're gonna trademark me using the Hulk's fist to drink a water bottle. I'm probably gonna look like this for the remainder. But anyway,
Look at that thing. It's so absurd.
yeah, this is. I'm just gonna leave it there. Anyway, the reason why I say that Democrats are going to.
That's all right. We'll get it. We'll get it in the next segment.
Yeah, we will.
It's part of the post production.
I think I heard a little feet. Hold on.
We'll edit that in. You're good.
Edit that in.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, I want to say that Democrats probably agree with Trump more, at least ideologically, until his recent actions, which we're going to get into more, is traditionally, like my dad has pointed out that he's a 1980s Democrat. I mean, he's pro-choice. He's not a free speech absolutist. He's for censoring people who are critical of Israel, and he wants to go after legacy media outlets, which there's some merit in it. They have definitely defamed him more than they needed to, or they should have, legally speaking. But he's pro-choice. He's not a hardcore Second Amendment person. He passed a stupid bill. I think it was in 2018 or 19, and the Supreme Court recently shut it down. But and he addressed that in his 2023 town hall on CNN, and he was saying he passed a stupid bump stock ban, and the reason why he said, and I understand his argument, and which was the bump stocks, I think, made people shoot worse or something. That's why he voted to get rid. I'm like, I understand why you want to get rid of it if it's less efficient, but I don't think that calls for banning bump stocks. I think that's kind of dumb. I think if you want to buy a bump stock, you go buy it. And the Supreme Court shut it down, I believe it was last year that they shut it down. Was it earlier this? I think it was last year when the Supreme Court.
It was last year.
The Supreme Court shut it down. So he's not pro Second Amendment that much. I think he does own a gun, but he's not like someone in Texas does. He's pro-choice. He's not a free speech absolutist. Absolutely not. Especially with his stance on Israel recently, that's a whole thing for another time.
That's a show for another day.
I think
We'll finish up with the BBB. Another great point, because we're a little, like I said last time, a little bit handcuffed with time frame. The Medicaid reforms. Everybody's freaking out. That's another thing you'll hear on the extreme left. You'll hear from certain groups, organizations, individuals that he's cutting Medicaid for everybody. No, the reform.
That's not true.
The reform details specifically it's for immigrants and undocumented people.
It's
in the
illegal
country.
immigrants, not just immigrants.
Illegal immigrants.
Yeah, that's I wanted to just make that. It's not just
that's a great,
because
great correction.
Yeah, you got really be careful of that, because you just say immigrants and say, okay, so everyone who's an immigrant here doesn't get a benefit, even though they're paying taxes for it. What'd you say?
But the reduced benefits of illegal immigrants and undocumented individuals, that's the mainstay of the Medicaid reform within the bill. So that I wanted to make sure people understand that, because the conception is and the perception is that it's Medicaid reform for everybody, and everybody's going to lose their Medicaid benefits.
Which they've been saying for the past 15 years,
that's
which I've never believed.
Not true.
And that's why, again, I'm an independent. I don't believe the right when they say, and that's actually my big problem with the Republican Party, is I don't think they address the healthcare system that often. So when they say, oh, it's perfectly fine, I'm like, you're a load of crap when you're paying hundreds of dollars a month and you still have a $20,000 bill to take care of. That's a whole nother thing. But then the left loses me when they say the same talking point of, oh, if a Republican gets in, you're going to lose Social Security and Medicaid. I have yet to see that.
I agree with this.
Again,
I agree with you.
I'm not a partisan. I'm principled on that, and I won't change my mind for any side, no matter who it is.
You have any other questions, concerns, comments concerning the BBB, the big beautiful bill?
I guess one small thing, I say this to someone, I'm not on Medicaid, but my son, under his mother's, is Medicaid.
Okay.
I know you just mentioned the undocumented people or whatever, but I heard a rumor that even some people in the middle class bracket might not qualify for Medicaid. Does this bill address that in any way?
To my knowledge,
No.
No.
That's what I figured.
don't think, but again, don't quote me on that specifically, but I don't think there would
We're
be.
not experts.
Yeah.
I know we got to put that out there because of a certain someone on the Joe Rogan experience.
Have you ever been?
Haven't ever been where?
Have you ever been to the big beautiful bill? You've never been?
You didn't look at it, so you can't comment
if you
on
were
it.
to comment on the big beautiful bill.
But you weren't there to vote in your legislators.
Oh, Douglas, what a gem. So,
and look, if I can't say that Douglas Murray is an idiot. He's definitely a smart guy. But
he's a smart guy.
But
that particular
it wasn't a debate. It was someone trying to make a claim for experts, and the other guy is like, "No, I'm a free American. I can talk about whatever I want." Shout out to you, Dave Smith.
I think we're we're there on time. I think it's 15 minutes. I can see it from here.
Yeah, I can see it from here too, but
Yeah.
that's okay. It's not like, fit 2 minutes. Okay, bye guys. Like, no, I think if it's a little over, it's like,
It's okay.
yeah. I mean, we'll stop at some point. So, all right, guys. Well, what's the next topic going to be about?
We are going to talk about everybody's favorite topic right now. It's a hot topic still, and it's gonna
Especially
stay a
for
hot
me.
topic. It's about the Epstein files.
Oh man, do I have some choice words on that one?
Okay.